Yo! Yeah! What's good, man? How y'all doing, man? Get settled in, kick back, and relax. Let's go! Yup. Oh man, we gonna get right into it, baby. We gonna get right into it. Yes, it's such a vibe, man. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? And welcome back to another episode of the Jayson Estrera podcast, where we talk about basketball as accurate as possible. Now, 'twas the day before Game 6 of the NBA Finals, so we're obviously going to talk all about Game 5, right, leading up to Game 6, and then we're gonna talk about what we expect going into Game 6 and so on. But there's been a lot, and I mean a lot of conversations. So we'll get into the game later. We were obviously watching it together, right? We were watching it together as a family during the game. It was a great time. It was a great time. I think I should probably do like a compilation of, just the NBA Finals and all the fun that we've had. Some really great laughs. Some really great laughs in there, man. So come check that out. Before I continue, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But like we said, there's a lot to talk about. So before we get into the finals, we will get into some other news. So first, let's take a look at this.
Somebody got a rebound. Lonzo Ball, 6'6", Chino Hills, California. 205 pounds, straight dog. You see the talk, Shaq.
Straight dog.
NBA Street? NBA Street pass? I got it. Should I play this bum again? After chat. Should I play this bum again? Chat, he's scary.
He's scared. All right, so the first things first for me, right? And that's the fact that you just gotta love people that love the game, right? You could say whatever you want about LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, even Jello. One, to see this family and a group of brothers just having success and being together and spending time hanging out and just hanging out the way that they are. Like, you gotta love that. This is in their gym. I think this is in like their home gym, either LeVar's or this is in someone's home gym, right? So the brothers together, that aspect of it you gotta love. And then just like LaMelo plays the game with a lot of love, right? He plays the game with joy, and like he loves to hoop. He just loves to play basketball. All the criticism and all the NBA, all that professional stuff, winning champion, all that stuff aside, right? Like, this guy really shows a love for the game. And even Lonzo, right? It's really unfortunate that he got injured. It is really unfortunate that Lonzo Ball got injured, because he was starting to find his stride, right? Confidence is a big thing. That was something that he fought to get back. He fixed his jumper. He was always a very, very good defensive player, on ball defensive player, and that's something that doesn't get talked about with him in the NBA, right? Like, he was playing great defense on the basketball. And then you add his ability to pass. He was, his shot. Unfortunate that he had got hurt, but these guys are just, showing a love for the game. Even Jello going at the lengths that he went to try to, get in the league. Like, he really tried still. And obviously something else panned out for him. LeVar is undefeated. LeVar is undefeated, bro. But I don't know, that I just enjoy watching that. I think that's great for the game, right? I think that's great for the game. I think that's beautiful. Now, let me see, because there were reports, right? Speaking of for the love of the game, because there were reports that Kevin Durant had he'd slimmed down, right? Or he's essentially chosen a team that he would like to go to, right? Which it's right over here. For Kevin Durant, apparently he wants to go to the San Antonio Spurs. And what does that fit look like? And there's a lot of people have questioned Kevin Durant. And here's the thing, it might not work out to a championship, right? If he goes there, it's not guaranteed. We have to consider the fact that this man is 37 years old, Kevin Durant. I think a big difference between this situation in the Spurs that he's trying to get into versus the Phoenix Suns and versus the Brooklyn Nets is what? One of the co-stars is a potential defensive player of the year. I think that's a key difference in all of this, right? Because we could talk about the offense in Phoenix all we want last season, but they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop 55-year-olds on the court out there. Like, they couldn't stop anyone to save their life. And I also don't think that Wemby gives a fuck. I think, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm not in the locker room. Obviously, I'm not there, but there were times watching Phoenix where it felt as if Devin Booker was conceding that Kevin Durant was the better player. And even if, let's say, Kevin Durant right now, today, when they suit up, is a better overall basketball player than Wemby, I don't think Wemby will look at it like that. I think Wemby will look at him like, I'm better than you, or I'm going to be better than you. So I think it's a very different scenario that Kevin Durant will be walking into, because that's something that he unfortunately doesn't bring. Kevin Durant was never a known defensive player, never a known on-ball defender. On the Golden State Warriors, he became a very solid weak side help defender, right? Him and Draymond, he was the back line essentially, coming over to help with the 7-foot frame. But that's also what was that, 2017? That's that's like 8 years ago, right? So Kevin Durant is not the same. So to have a Wemby on defense and on offense, right there. And then the thing that I think is funny, right? This is what I think is funny, that gets lost all the time is the fact that De'Aaron Fox is on that team. See, I blanked out right there. Right? So as long as the San Antonio Spurs can keep De'Aaron Fox, right? As long as they can keep De'Aaron Fox, and who are the other teams? Who would Phoenix be trying to get? The 14th pick? I wouldn't give them the second pick. No way I would give them the second pick if I was them. You get the 14th pick, KD's 37. See, that's the funny part, right? Because I wouldn't, I think very highly of KD in negotiation, though. If we're negotiating, I'm saying they're talking about Kevin Durant don't really defend like that. He just giving 27 points. He's a plug and play. He's an all-time great, but hasn't won a championship since he's left the Warriors. Like I would be saying everything to try to lowball that. Right? I would be saying everything to try to lowball that. And which brings me to this other point, because people were talking about the fact that there was this one guy on, let me see. Did I even like it? I don't even know if I like it. Fuck, what is this? Here, is it here? Here you go. All right, let's take a look at this really quickly.
It was an overpay, but also you kind of have to overpay if a guy isn't available. I don't think Desmond Bane was essentially available. I think they probably called for him, and the Memphis was like, well, shoot. If you want, the Grizzlies, sorry. I'm pouring the mic.
Did he say the Memphis?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Memphis probably was like, he ain't available, but if you want him,
you're going to have to pay.
You're going to have to pay for him.
When the offseason was kind of starting, I'm just not thrilled to see Luka Doncic's name every time a trade happens. It's like they got this for Bane, but they only got this for Luka, and then it's the Mikal Bridges fabric. Like every trade is created differently. It's not all
different leverage. It's different leverage points. That's
you
all.
made the best point though. A guy wasn't available, and so when you pick up that phone and you contact a team,
you better have a package.
You got to have a package.
Y'all think it was an overpay?
It was an overpay.
All right, so a couple things to hit on right there, right? So the Luka trade happened. When did that Luka trade? It's only been a couple months, brother. If you're telling me you are tired of hearing Luka's name in every trade talk, then listen, bro. You got another thing coming to you if you're gonna be covering the game of basketball, and it's been a couple months, and you're already tired of hearing Luka Doncic's name in every trade talk. From here until further notice, Luka Doncic's name is going to be attached to every trade conversation because that's how you talk trades. The only thing that you can do, I get that every trade is different, but the market is the market. You got to have something to compare it to. And if the report is right that the Orlando Magic went to the Memphis Grizzlies with this offer, the fact that you didn't start lower, or I'm waiting for that story, but if you didn't start lower, then that's a problem. That's a problem. If you didn't start lower, then that's a problem. Have you guys ever watched House Hunters? I know this is going to sound completely off topic, but have you guys ever watched House Hunters? So if you've ever watched House Hunters, it's like on HGTV or something like that. It's, you know, whoever it is looking for a new home, right? They go to a realtor or whatever, and they'll give them a price, right? My budget on a home is, I don't know, they call it, let's call it 500,000, right? They're like, oh, my budget for a home is $500,000. So now what the realtor will do is they'll give you one at your price range at 500,000, and they'll give you something at way over that has all of the things that you're looking for, and they'll give you something under, right? And my girl and I watch it, and I'm like, if I'm gonna give them my price range, I am going to give them like the bottom where we still have extra money, so we got room to work with when we start negotiating. Like, why didn't Orlando go to Memphis and say, hey, let me give you guys one draft pick unprotected and one top 3 protected or something like that, or a second round pick, and put the ball in their court to now negotiate with you and go back and forth. But to go off rip 4 unprotected first round picks is crazy. 4 first round picks, period, sounds nuts. 4 first round picks, period, sounds nuts. And I get that. Listen, I know you don't want to compare. I know you don't want to. People don't, like he said, he don't want to compare Luka to all of these guys. But listen, man, potential MVP of the league, future of the NBA, got 1 draft pick. I am bringing that up every time. But yeah, that trade will be spoken about for literally forever. I mean, like literally, forever. That trade will be talked about. Now, speaking of Luka Doncic, he's obviously had his off-season weight loss, right? Slimming down. He got that Ozemp. He got that Oz. He got that OZ, right? Whatever you want to call it. But he's been in the gym. He's looking good, and let's see what former Laker legend, or former Laker, and you know, obviously the Laker legend, Magic Johnson, has to say about current Los Angeles Laker Luka Doncic.
Everything else, even the Lakers coach J.J. Redick brought it up. We need to be in championship shape. What is your message to Luka, and what is your expectation of Luka for the coming season?
Well, first of all, great job by Coach J.J. Redick to put everybody on notice on the Lakers team that they have to be in better conditioning for them to win an NBA championship. And I'm glad that Luka listened to JJ. And now look at him. I mean, he looks great right now. And the rest of the Lakers have to do the same thing, right? And Luka, it's great what you did in Dallas. But the difference is in Los Angeles, we expect championships. And we expect our superstars to lead us to a championship. LeBron has already did that. Now we want Luka to do the same thing. But it's going to take more than just Luka, right? It's going to take more than just Luka being in shape. Rob Pelinka got to improve the roster, right? And so we need a big man. And so hopefully we'll be able to get a big man during this offseason. I think we must improve the bench as well. And so Rob will have a chance to do that as well. So we got to get faster, Jay. Right now, the Lakers are too slow. And Minnesota really exposed the Lakers, right? And so when they had individual matchups, they went at Luka and they went at Austin Reeves. So they must improve the defense. If they don't improve the defense, there's no way the Lakers can win a championship.
So, and Magic has said a lot right there. Laker legend, right? Laker legend. Now, Luka Doncic is in a very unique spot. He is in a very, very, very unique spot. Most players, most great players don't have the opportunity that he has right now. And what I'm talking about is this. When you're chasing greatness, when you're chasing all-time greats, think about anyone in the history, right? Anyone in the history, when you're chasing the GOATs of all time, right? There are very few instances, scenarios, situations where a player gets to actually be on the same team as you and learn from you day to day, your habits, how you practice, what do you eat, what do you do on your off days, when do you get treatment, what time do you show up to the arena. You get to learn all of these things in real time instead of through stories. Most great players don't get that opportunity with another great, with another legend. If Kevin Durant goes to the Spurs, the same thing, right? A player that's coming up, that's supposed to be next in line, one of the GOATs, right? Devin Booker was really good, but no one had ever spoken to him in that manner. Wemby, we do speak of in that manner, an up and coming player that that could really soak up a lot of knowledge from Kevin Durant. Those situations are far and few if you really think about it, right? Kobe had to seek out Michael Jordan, right? It was just very different. More often than not, they weren't with other all-time greats on the same team. So, if you're Luka, right? If you're Luka, when you were on the Dallas Mavericks, I guess sometimes it's kind of hard to listen to people because, dog, I am 33.9, 9.2 rebounds, 9.8 assists a game. And I came in third in MVP. Nobody fucking with me. Year before that, 32.4, 8 assists, 8.6 rebounds. Like, it's unreal, the numbers he's putting up, until he comes across a person that, oh shit, this guy might actually be better than me. Oh shit, or at least his body of work. That's what I'm trying to get to. Where he is in history is where I'm trying to get to. As great as Kyrie Irving is, and I just put up a short that's been doing solid. A lot of people have been commenting and having conversations. As great as Kyrie Irving is, as many times as he's probably beaten Luka in one-on-ones or in spots or whatever, I highly doubt Luka ever looked at him like, you're better than me. So, now he's come across a LeBron James. He could soak up a lot of that knowledge on top of the heartbreak, right? The heartbreak probably would have pushed him to train and work out hard and all of that stuff anyway. But the fact that he now also gets to get information from LeBron James is just a positive all the way around if you're Luka. So it's a really big it's a really big off season. It's a really big off season, and honestly, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself in terms of next year, but next year could get really, really scary. And I think the question for Luka and the Lakers, right? Because they spoke about the teams and whatnot. I think at least for Luka Doncic himself, my expectation if he's in better shape is you'll be able to put up your similar numbers. I expect you to be able to put up your 38-8 again. Right? Can you do it more efficiently? Right? And can your defense improve? We don't need you to become the defensive player of the year, but right now, you are considered a bad defender. The only thing that brings you up to an average defender are your steals. But otherwise, you are a bad defender. He needs to now learn how to become at least an average to an above average defender. He don't need to be defensive player of the year to be an MVP, for them to win a championship. He don't need to be Michael Jordan on defense. Like, he don't need that. That's not who he is. That's not what he is. He just needs to be in the right spots. He needs to be proactive. I've said before, that same mind that can manipulate an offense, right? I'm going to send you over here because I'm going to do this dribble. Once he runs, once my player runs, that defender is going to have his head turn. I'm just going to do a move in full sprint that way. Layup. Like okay, I'm going to have you come over here, come at the nail. I'm going to pump it to you, get the ball back. The person's going to be open in the corner. The person who's able to manipulate an offense like that, you need to use that same mind on defense. And the way you can do that, Luka Doncic, is one, learning every other team. You need to, the way you know all the defensive schemes and where your players need to be, you need to learn all the other teams' offenses like that. Because the same way against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Nikola Jokic called out their last play and broke the play up, you could do that too, Luka, I believe. You don't have to be a defensive player of the year to be able to call out what teams are going to do and try to put your players in position to be successful on defense. I think Luka could do that. I think his mind is so great that he could do that. But that comes with leadership. That comes with more studying. And that comes with really committing. Right? If Luka is consistently in the right spot on defense and he's able to quarterback the defense, that would be where my expectation would lie when it comes to Luka, because I think 38-8, you could book that. Like they said he was hurt this year. Right? They said he was hurt this year. 28.2, 8.2 rebounds, 7.7 assists. Like, it's just he's different. Like, that guy he's different, man. Like, he is different. So that would be my expectation for him and the Lakers. But we could be looking at an MVP. We could be looking at a deep playoff run next year. But that's getting too far ahead of it. Now let's take a look at this right here really quickly for some more of what Magic Johnson thinks. Let's take a look at this.
Look at this. It looks like a family photo.
Yeah, it looks like I can't hear him. It don't matter.
Stephen A. say he can't hear you. He can't hear you. It don't matter.
It wouldn't matter
I'm
anyway,
gonna be on first take.
I can hear Steve. We love you more.
Appreciate you, brother.
It's such a pleasure to see you. Have a wonderful
Greeny, thank you for get up. Man, I do a one champion. You're going to be one.
Wait, what the fuck?
Stephen who's as the
Where the fuck is this combo at?
define him historically, because It's a copy of the others of you on the all-time great list did. So if I ask you, what is your perception of Steph Curry's all-time greatness? How would you describe it?
What was the one that
He
he was-
changed the.
Well, really, what I wanted to talk about was his definition for a superstar versus what is his definition of a superstar. And he said that his definition of a superstar is when you go on the road, you pack out the house. So it has nothing to do with your performance. It has nothing to do with how good, how great you are. You just got to be box office. And I think it's really interesting coming from a guy that lived it, right? Coming from a guy that lived it, and his outlook on it, right? Because I think that we have some players. I know that some of y'all be disagreeing. I know Bruce in here calls everybody bland. He calls Tatum. He calls Shea. He calls everyone bland. But I think we do have a crop of new players who are going to take up the mantle for the NBA moving forward, and I think that's important to know. And I say that to bring this up because some of these guys who are box office, who are superstars, right? Some of them don't necessarily have rings yet, right? And they are going to be, highly marketed, and some people are going to be mad at that. So let's take a look at what LeBron has to say about ring culture.
I wish we had a simple answer. Man.
Oh my goodness, I do not know the answer. I wish I had the answer to this, but I'm not sure, man. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport, and why it's the all be all of everything. Like, okay, you weren't a great player if you never won a championship. Yeah. It's like, or if you won one, then you can't be in the same conversation with this person. It's like,
but that's a great point, because what you're saying is like, no matter what you have, you need more. No matter what. Right. No matter what, it can never end.
Yeah, right? I don't know, man. It's just like, you sit here and you tell me, Allen Iverson and Charles Barkley and Steve Nash, are fucking wasn't unbelievable. Like, oh, they can't be talked about or discussed with these guys just because this guy won one ring or won two rings or one, like, it's just weird to me. It's like saying Peyton Manning can't be in the same room with Brady or Mahomes because he only has one ring. They don't never discuss that in their sport.
Right.
Or telling me that Dan Marino is not the greatest slinger of all time, or he can't be in the room with those guys because he didn't win a championship. They don't discuss those things, I don't know. I don't know. Did Barry Bonds win a World Series? I don't think so. I don't think so. Barry Bonds never won a World Series, and you can't sit here and tell me that he's not the greatest baseball player to ever touch a bat. I don't understand.
All right. What just happened here? Gotcha. The narrative, yet he chased rings to Miami, went back to Cleveland to get one. This dude, SMH. Hello. What's good, Bruce? What's good? He's saying this because he knows he's not going to win a ring again. I mean, hey, man, he might win one with Luka next year, but I'm really curious, right? I'm really curious as to like where this started. Right, I'm really curious as to where this ring culture started, because, and we were talking about this the other day, right, Bruce? Like we were having the heated conversation, heated from my end. I can be honest about that, but that conversation about you can give players credit, whether they won or not. When you start talking about goats and stuff of that, then obviously rings and all of those different accolades really come into play. But when we're just talking about basketball, the game itself, like, guys are good at it whether they win or not. There was a guy, and I don't agree with him, but there was a guy on the Kyrie Irving short that I had put up where this guy believes Kyrie Irving is the best basketball player ever. And, you know, because he doesn't, and I don't think this is a narrative, I don't agree with him, but he doesn't fall for the narratives of just wins and championships and rings. He likes the essence of the game, the art of the game, that kind of conversation. And I appreciate that stuff too. But wins are also a part of it, right? I understand that they're not everything. That there's a reason why Bill Russell isn't considered the greatest basketball player ever, right? Because the ability to express the sport artistically, I guess, right? It's a part of it, right? That's why people love Kobe's game visually versus LeBron's game, for example. He is practically the only supposedly greatest talking this much. I am sick of this dude. It's the time, man. It's the time. I do really, like, I genuinely do wonder where this started, and I have an idea. I have a little bit of an idea. And I'll take a stab at it. And I think this goes way back. I think this idea of ring culture, of I got more rings than you, to try to say I'm better than you, it started way back. And so let's take a look at this right here.
Him as the #1 center of all time as far as concerned, because he was a complete basketball player.
Over you?
Well, you know, yeah, I'm gonna pick him over me right
Really?
now. Yeah, because he also helped his team to win a lot more than maybe I could have helped my team to win. Sometimes the mere power of you makes you more individualistic. I have said this before. Wilt Chamberlain and the Boston Celtics might not have been the same, because I would have taken away from Bob Cousy, from Tom Heinsohn, because I was a scorer too. And then all of a sudden now they had to pass the ball to me, and they would take something away from them. So, you know, sometimes less is better. You know. So that's how I view it. But I'm talking about the fact that the man could score. He averaged 17 points a game, which is only about 7 points less than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, he was the supreme rebounder. He got the ball for his team, which made it happen. He's high in assists, and we all know how he played defense. You can't ask for any more for that position. So he's my choice.
Who doesn't?
And I gotta say, I have to say, to hear Wilt Chamberlain say, you know, less is more, that he was an offensive player that wanted to score also, that would have taken away from what the other players on the Boston Celtics did well. I mean, talk about self-awareness and an ability to articulate that and to understand that, right? And I bring this up because I think this is where ring culture started, right? I believe that the Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain battle is what started ring culture, because let's call it what it is, right? Wilt Chamberlain's stats was just so far beyond Bill Russell's, right? Wilt Chamberlain came in 1959, 1960, right? 1959, 1960, that was Bill Russell's 4th year in the NBA. Bill Russell averaged 18.2 with 3.7 assists, 24 rebounds on 46.7% shooting from the field. Wilt Chamberlain came in and averaged 37.6 with 2.3 assists and 27 rebounds a game on 46% shooting from the field as a rookie. And I think that what happened was Bill Russell was winning all of the championships. Everyone was talking about Wilt Chamberlain, 37 a game, then 38.4 a game, and then in his third season, 50.4 points per game and 25.7 rebounds on 50.6% shooting from the field, playing 48.5 minutes per game over 80 games. And what I think happened was, in order to try to highlight how great Bill Russell was, it's like, I have my championships, you're stat padding, you're just a numbers guy. You call them selfish. Listen, I don't give a fuck how many games we win. If I'm averaging 50 and 25, there is no way you could tell me I am not trying to win a game. You can't tell me I'm not trying. 50 and 25 is insane. And maybe it was because, hey, they talk about, Wilt Chamberlain, all of Wilt Chamberlain's points on the court. Hey, they said his points off the court was legendary. So maybe some of the jealousy or some of this stem from that. Like, I'm the one winning all of these NBA championships, and they keep talking about this guy who's not getting a ring. And it's crazy. Ironically enough, right? The Los Angeles Lakers win an NBA championship when Wilt was older, right? When Wilt Chamberlain was older, and he was averaging like 14 points, right? Like 14 points. So just totally, that's where I think this stuff stems from, and it's carried on ever since, right? It's carried on ever since, where you're not a part of this if you don't have that, and so on and so forth. But I think you can't take away or discredit people spending their whole lives working on their craft. How good they end up, or how good they are, or how bad they are, is one conversation, and obviously there's times to have those conversations, but sometimes I think it floods the space too much, right? I think it floods the space too much. But yeah, I think Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, who started that. Let me know what y'all think about that, man. Let me know what y'all think about that. But moving on to the actual game itself, right? Isn't that crazy? We haven't even talked about the actual game itself yet. So, Game 5 of the NBA Finals in Oklahoma City. We saw the Oklahoma City Thunder take the 120-109 victory, and it was really, everyone is talking about the 40 piece from Jalen Williams, and understandably so. We're gonna take a look at some highlights from it, but the 40 from J-Dub, Shea putting in another 31 with 10 assists. But really, to me, the story of this game was, and we kept talking about it, the big donut in field goals made for Tyrese Haliburton. 34 minutes and 9 seconds, no field goals made. All 4 of his points came from the free throw line. I will give him credit for still going out there and getting his 7 rebounds and 6 assists. But he to have an 11-point loss and you only had 4 points. Like, you gotta think you were the literal difference in that game. He's averaging 17 points a game right now for these finals. So plus 13 for Haliburton and they win this game essentially, right? If you were to simplify it to that. But a massive loss. They're saying he has a right calf strain, which you can't push off of it. We've seen these calf injuries, right? They have to be careful. They have to be careful because we've seen these calf injuries. We saw it with Damian Lillard, calf injury, torn Achilles. We saw it with Kevin Durant, calf injury, torn Achilles. And I was looking for them to say it's a lower calf strain because especially when it's the lower calf, it's usually the Achilles. So I would hate to see another player get an Achilles tear, but I don't know if he could play. No excuses for Hallie Flugton. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know we were making fun of him, but I don't think he could play on a strained calf, Bruce. Like I don't think he could play. And maybe he does some Willis Reed shit. He goes in there for 2 minutes because they're in Indiana to try to force a game 7, and then he just comes back out, praise his team, wins so he could, get more so you get more treatment going into game 7. Hopefully he can actually play a little bit in game 7, but this has all the elements of a potential Achilles injury. And I would hate to see that happen to another potential star. So I would really hate to see that happen. He is from the narcissism school of the narrative. He chose himself over the team. How? He actually needed to be more selfish during these games. I think he needed to take more shots and look for more shots. Like, that was the problem. But like last game, I think he probably should have sat out. Like, in the middle of that game, if he knew he couldn't go, and we'll look over it in a second. I think he really costed his team in that fourth quarter. The switch up is crazy. He could have pulled himself out of the game. He looked fine until the team was really losing. Then all of a sudden he is hurt. Cry me a river, Haliburton. Well, based on all of the videos, he had hurt himself like in the first quarter, I think, or early second. It was early in the game. And I remember I told you guys he was looking at that leg like damn near the whole time when he was on camera. Something had to have happened. He's getting an MRI. Like I said, I don't want to see more players hurt. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see more players hurt. But let's take a look at these highlights real quick. We've been on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for some of his defensive blunders, but some big blocks, and this one in the fourth quarter was one of them.
A masterpiece.
Bam!
Blocked by
that shit out of here, boy.
Here comes Williams on the attack. Finish won't go. Dort knocked loose, picked up by.
And even in that for OKC, you love the effort, right? It was a 2-on-3. They should have really gotten back the rest of them, but the effort from those two players you gotta love. We gotta look at these 3 plays from Jalen Williams, man. This guy is unfucking believable.
His team only down 6. Can the Pacers have another miraculous comeback?
Oh!
Williams gets inside, layups.
Yo, he
good.
was
Such
doing
balance after the
insane
contact.
shit.
On the drive, kicks it out Williams. Williams to the rack, high off the glass. It's good. He did it again. Game one of the
That fake was
finals at
nasty.
Madison Square Garden.
Ha.
He can get hot. Williams has been hot all night.
Give me that.
Falling away. Got it.
J-Dub going absolutely bonkers, man. Absolutely bonkers. But that was unbelievable. We got to give TJ some love. This shot was insane. And then we'll go to the Tyrese Haliburton mistakes in the fourth quarter. Big block up 14. Come on, man. Miles Turner is softer than baby guns. Hey, man, listen. We've been giving Shea a lot of shit for defense. You give people credit, man. He's shown a lot of times not giving effort. That was him giving effort. Maybe he was taking it personal because it was Nembhard. Maybe he wouldn't have tried if it was someone else. But you got to give some effort in the fourth quarter. Still, even when you're up, you got to close the deal. You're the one that said it during the game. You got to close the deal. That's part of it.
McConnell, crossover, gets in a lane.
What a
Jump
shot by
is good.
TJ. Oh my God.
McConnell, crossover, gets in a lane. Jump shot.
You guys think he gassed out at the end of the game? You guys think he was just tired at the end of the game? Now, Nembhard had an awful fourth quarter. He had an awful fourth quarter, and I think he is obviously to blame for these passes, but I think Tyrese Haliburton has to take some of the blame for these mistakes. Let's take a look at the plays, and I'll explain why I think that is.
Bradley getting some very important minutes right now.
So on this play, Nembhard is stuck. Obviously, he shouldn't have picked his dribble up. But he's looking for a pass. There's obviously no pass here. Mathurin could have popped up harder. But he's obviously looking for Haliburton. And instead of going and getting the ball, he tries to go backdoor. And Nembhard throws it away. Obviously a Nembhard mistake. But I think there was a real lack of aggression for Tyrese Haliburton. And it was really costing his team.
Wallace with the steal. And throws it down.
It happens the next play as well too. So I think on this it's the same thing, and maybe he was hurt. But for Haliburton, you want to try to beat Chet to this spot right over here, right? You want to try to beat Chet to this spot. He's going to try to veer you out, but you want to try to beat Chet to this spot. You could take contact and try to get to the rim, or OB gets a three, or he gets a dunk. But he comes off of it not really being aggressive. Shot clock winding down, forces Nembhard to put up some bullshit now. They were doing a great job of not overhelping. Shea shades to Turner and then goes back and steals the ball. So that was a great steal for him.
2-on-1. Gilgeous-Alexander layup.
But I think Haliburton's non-aggression was really hurting them. Again, right here, just in fucking no man's land. Just dribbling too deep into the defense. If he would have stayed out, Siakam was popping out. Siakam probably would have got this. Swing to Nesmith. Nesmith probably would have got a shot, or Nembhard. But
Double team. Knocked away. Stolen again.
He was completely out of it. Completely out of it. Was this the other one too?
Haliburton looking for.
Oh, here it was too. Yep. Breaking news: the Buzz family sell Lakers. That's got to be cap. What? Breaking: the Buzz family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers to Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of diversified holding company TWG Global. Sources tell ESPN. Jeannie Buss will continue to serve in her role as the governor after the sale. All right, we'll talk about this in just 1 second. Let's go over this one last play for Tyrese Haliburton. Kind of like that last play with Chet, we've seen Tyrese Haliburton isn't a super athlete, but we've seen Tyrese get to this area, take contact, and try to hit a floater or some kind of scoop shot, or he can hit this pass to Nembhard. First of all, he has a shot, hesitates, he fakes the pass. I don't know if you guys see that right there, but he's faking the pass right there. He otherwise would have had a shot. Gets caught in no man's land, throws the ball away. So Tyrese Haliburton he shouldn't have played the fourth quarter. Like, that was just the bottom line of that game last night. He shouldn't have played the fourth quarter. Now what really happens is, what do the Indiana Pacers do? Right? Because if Haliburton goes, we've seen Miles Turner really hurt them. I think they need to start Obi. I think they might as well go small and start Obi, because Obi Toppin can shoot the three. He's getting downhill. He's trying to get to the paint. He's crashing the offensive rebounds. Like, I think Obi Toppin could really be a positive for them. And then you bring Miles Turner in for like a Pascal Siakam when Hartenstein comes in the game. Now you take Hartenstein away from the rim. I think that could work. I think it's a big question mark whether or not Tyrese Haliburton will play. But I really think Obi Toppin needs to start. I think that'll help them a lot going into Indiana. Plus, you got to expect a good game from Indy. Role players play better at home. They got to have some energy. They're going to try to get a win back after the loss the other night. So I think Indiana is in a good spot to win Game 6. Will they? I'm not gonna lie. I think the series is over, man. I think we need a Game 7. I need a Game 7 Sunday. A Sunday Game 7. Absolutely amazing. I think that would be beautiful. But I also think that the Oklahoma City Thunder have figured them out. You have to try to get Andrew Nembhard off of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because everyone else will foul Shai. Will foul Shai. Andrew Nesmith, I think he shuts his brain off sometimes when he plays defense. He just literally runs into people. We saw Benedict Mathurin literally run into people for absolutely no reason. So if either of those guys are on Shai, he gonna get his 10 free throws. Jalen Williams has been picking his game up the last 3 games. The first 2, he's a little bit iffy. But game 3, 4, and obviously game 5, he's been picking his game up. I'm not expecting 40, but 22, I think, will get the job done, plus Shai's 30. And then if Haliburton isn't there, are you going to expect TJ McConnell to get you another 18? Mathurin to get you another 27? It's just so unlikely the way these numbers break down when you just think of simple math. They just won't be able to generate enough offense to be able to offset what these guys do. Didiana Pacers at this point, I don't care who wins. We'll see. It's looking rough, but as of now, they have been the comeback kid. Yeah, but this is a little bit different. No team that they've played have had the defense that the Oklahoma City Thunder have had. No teams. And we were big on the mistakes that Shea had made at the end of some of these games, right? Even with the mistakes, it's not like Indiana was winning by 20 plus points. So even with Oklahoma City's mistakes on defense, games were close and Indiana had to execute and make shots. And now that their defense has tightened up, now we're seeing what we're seeing, the adjustments from Shea, right? The adjustments from when Shea is in the game, the adjustments of using Chet and Hartenstein. I think Mark Daigneault has done a beautiful job of coaching this series. You have a Pacers team that has a selfish player who chokes, but now there are excuses. A big man that is softer than Sharman and Nembhard that just wants to go one-on-one against SGA. I'm not going to lie to you, Bruce. I think right now the Pacers need someone to be able to break down the Oklahoma City Thunder one-on-one. I think Oklahoma City Thunder, their defense is so locked in right now. Someone needs to be able to break them down on offense, the Pacers do, to force help, to force an overextension, to be able to open up dribble drive opportunities, because right now they're fucking playing hot potato on the perimeter trying to find the shot, and it's not coming, and they're turning the ball over at half court, free dunks and layups. So it's not looking good for Indiana. You have a Thunder team that is, to me, overrated. SGA is good, but he is not great. People calling him the greatest Thunder of all time is a joke. Just asinine. I mean the Thunder, his last 3 years have been a very good body of work. And now I will say, like, I do think there's a process. Right? You've heard me say that I think Shea is a possible face of that he could be. You have to work your way up to that. He is a very good player that is working himself to be a very great player. Right? I think that, I think that's cool. Maybe you think the Thunder are overrated. Historically speaking, their defense is still a historically great defense all season long. And they have a guy who's 30 on 50% shooting the last 3 seasons. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. I agree. He like, people call there. I agree. People like to crown people too early, but Shea is making his way and he's doing a great job at it, right? I think Jason Tatum was the same thing. He's a very good player working his way to be a really great player. The championship last year, I think, helped out. But now we're like, all right, can you get more? Can you keep competing for more? And so on and so forth. But if he wins one, I mean, in terms of a team accolade, like as great as Kevin Durant was on OKC, he wasn't able to do that. And he had a Russell Westbrook with him. I love Russ and KD, but Shea is looking like he is going to get a chip. I don't think those two were better, though. But Shea is walking into that conversation. Great defense because everyone runs the same offense in the league. Pick and roll, shooting threes, layups, and dunks. This finals did not win any new basketball viewers. I mean, most of the fans of these two teams are in Indiana and in Oklahoma City. I think they did a very poor job of marketing it. Right? I think they did a really poor job of marketing it. I would have been slapping Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden's face all over this. Reggie Miller, all of those guys. Mark Jackson. I would have been doing that. Like, I would have tried to tell the history of both of these teams trying to get to this point. Right? All of the heartbreak that they've got getting to this point. the Paul George stuff, Lance, like I would have used all of that. I think they did a I think they did a really poor job of marketing it. The KD Thunder face the Heroes. This Thunder team is facing Haliburton. No, that's facts. That's facts. But he's definitely entering in the conversation, and a chip is still a chip. Like a chip is still a chip. Like you still went and won the game. You can only play who's in front of you, right? You can only play who's in front of you at the end of the day. What the fuck was that? I personally, I think this series has been great. I think this series has had great games. We've had close games. We've had comebacks. We've had, you know, both teams. Like if you're a scorer, I think you should want to play like Shea in terms of his efficiency. Like he still gets his team involved. Look at, you know, Jalen Williams stepping up. You have Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, TJ McConnell, Siakam. Like there are really great, like really good players in this series that I think would be great for NBA fans to watch. But I think they did a really poor job of marketing this. Now, do you guys think, I guess I'm a hater. I think people don't like basketball. They prefer barbershop talk and storylines. Speaking of barbershop talk, do you guys give any weight to the small rumbling that Jalen Williams should be the MVP? Like, do we give anything to that? Do we give any weight to that? Besides the Haliburton shot, what else do you remember about the series? The Jalen Williams half spin fadeaway, the fall away from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the left short corner. You know, there's I think there's been good basketball. It don't have to just be highlights. You were killing us the other day for pointing out highlights. You know, both teams have made adjustments. I think it's been good. If Williams does well tonight, he should win MVP. If both of them get 30, you think he deserves to win MVP over Shai? And I don't want to be that guy, bro. Like, this is the type of shit that make me sound like a hater sometimes. Like, I don't want to be that guy. But it took 40 points to get Jalen Williams' point per game average in the finals to 25. Like, I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to be a hater right now. But like, off of that one game, we were saying someone needs to step up and help. I'm gonna just go back right now. I'm gonna go back. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm just dumb, bro. Like, maybe I'm just dumb. I'm gonna go back. That would be outrageous. He carried the team in a pivotal game 5. We're acting like Shai had 10 points. He had 31 and 10. 31 and 10. It's not like Shai had. I would be with you, Bruce, if Shai had like 14 points. He had 31 and 10. All right, so let me see. This is which one is this? This is game 3, I think. Let me see. Game 1, Shai had 38. J-Dub had 17. What is this? Game 2, I think. Game 2. I think Jalen Williams played better, right? He played better this game, did he? Jalen Williams had 19. Shea had 34. What is this? This is game 3. 116-107. Shea had 24. Jalen Williams had 26. Right? Great game for J-Dub. I mean, like, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we like? I don't even think like this is a conversation. Like, I'm genuinely surprised that this is a conversation. Like, and this, like I said, this is no disrespect to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams at his age is doing phenomenal shit. 40 points in a NBA Finals game is nothing to bypass. But like, you don't all of a sudden get to jump over the guy that's averaging 32 a game over the entire series. That's the hub of the whole offense. Like, you just that just don't happen. Curry was out shooting KD in 2018 finals. He was outscoring him. He had one bad game, and they gave the finals MVP to KD. And it's a team game. We should expect multiple big efforts if you want to win. We think players have to DIY everything so to be valid. And Andre Iguodala started all this. Wait, that couldn't have been the 2018 NBA Finals. You mean 2017 NBA Finals? I'm gonna check. I'm just curious now. I'm looking. Where is this? But they don't have it. What'd you say? Andre Iguodala did start all the people seen that and was like the possibilities. Oh my god. Bro, how is it this impossible to find the fucking NBA Finals right now? I need the series stats. Okay, and I don't. Okay, I don't want to say I don't want to be the stats guy, but they do matter, bro. Like, I feel like I feel like sometimes people like try to downplay like stats, but like certain things you just can't. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, if somebody scores certain like, and then they be like, "Yo, you got to do the eye test." I'm like, bro, what? Oh, that's not what I'm doing. Bruh, here, bro. What? Why was this so difficult? Raptors in 6 next year. You're bugging. Listen, man, I think there's a really good fucking chance. I think there is a really good fucking chance that Luka wins the MVP next year. I don't know what y'all think. I think there is a great chance that Luka wins MVP next year and that the Lakers make a pretty deep run. Where the fuck are... Here it is. Where's the averages? Oh, here. Wait, hold on. Wait, Wait, Bruce, you said the 2017 NBA Finals. You said Curry was out shooting KD. First of all, 2018 was not. Why did that shit say something else? Oh, that was the year. Okay, I was like 2019. Why did that shit say the Raptors at first? I mean, you said he was out shooting KD and outscoring him. He had one bad game. I mean, we could take a look at this together, y'all. 2018 NBA Finals. Yes, the points are close, but 10.8 rebounds to 6, 7.5 assists to 6.8, 2.3 blocks. He shot 52.6% to 40. 40.9 to 41.5. I mean, what do we even like? It's not, I mean, that's finals MVP. And then the year before, 35.2 to 26.8. Like, I mean, Steph had a better overall game than he did in 2018, right? 9.4 assists, 8 rebounds, 2.2 steals. Those are great numbers. But 38.8% shooting is not great from 3. 44 versus 55 and 47 for KD. Yeah, he wasn't winning MVP in either of those. And I told y'all, Nick Young even said Kevin Durant was trying to give him the MVP. And still it didn't work out. He was trying to give it to him and it still didn't work out. So, hey man, it is what it is. Finals is tomorrow. Game 6 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow. It's going to be in Indiana. I think OKC gets it done, but I want a game 7. I'm picking OKC to win because I think they're going to win, but I hope this goes to 7 games because I think this series, I think this needs it. I think this needs 7 games. So that's my pick for the game. Now, before I get out of here, we got to react to this. KD had big moments too. I know, but you know, people want to people are just but that's why I'm kind of bringing up the numbers in this, Elijah, right? Some people are like, "Oh, KD was he was on the bandwagon. He was along for the ride." The motherfucker averaged 35 in the NBA Finals against LeBron James. 35. No disrespect to Steph. Right? No, he averaged 9 more points a game than you. But this guy was this. And then in the following year, 28 and 10, double for the NBA Finals. Like, come on, bro, come on. Pascal gave us a taste of the Game 6 masterclass. I DM'd him and I need my Game 7 on Sunday. He viewed it. Yo, this guy, Black Canadian, is fucking tapped in, bro. My guy's tapped in, but we got to react to this before I go. We'll bring it up again because Bruce had brought it up earlier, but breaking news, the Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers to Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of diversified holding company TWG Global. Sources tell ESPN. Jeannie Buss will continue to serve her in her role as governor after this sale. If you don't believe me, this is Shams, you know. But this sale actually bro, we are unhinged. It's not even Friday, Black Canadian. Dog, it's not even Friday, and that's what you on? You couldn't wait till Friday? That's what you on? I need Genie on OnlyFans ASAP. That's what you on? It's not even Friday, dog. You try to get to the shits early. God damn. This sale of the majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers actually really explains the Luka Doncic trade. Whenever there's a new owner, there's a change in ownership, a new team joins the league, they get something. And if you are purchasing a majority stake of the most popular, most coveted NBA team, then you're going to get something big in return, and that was Luka Doncic. And the Dallas Mavericks, obviously new owners in Dallas also, well, you got to give up your established soon-to-be legend. You go take your chance with the person that's supposed to be next up, because obviously the Los Angeles Lakers, in the hierarchy of the NBA, they take precedent. This fully explains is exactly what happened. This fully explains exactly what happened. Because this had to be in the works prior to. You have to, you got to contact people. This didn't just happen last week. This conversation has been happening, and that is why that's why Luka Doncic is on the Los Angeles Lakers. But I don't know shit. T said, tell me I'm lying. I thought Gavin Newsom was governor. First of all, happy International Women's Day. Oh man, that clip is so funny. Yo, this shit's hilarious, man. I gotta pull this up. Nah. Nah, what kills me is the cadence. What kills me? He said, first of all, happy International Women's Day. Yo, dude is an idiot, bro. Ah, this NBA talk, not WNBA talk, man. Yeah, someone get this brother a water. There's no way I searched it up and we talking about the same person. She's premium 2%. Nah, Black Canadian, you trying to... I see where your head's at. I see, nah, Black Canadian, I see what you trying to do, dog. I see what you trying to do. If you was to procreate with Genie, you trying to get some Nepo babies in the NBA. I see your vision, bro. I see your vision. Bro, Bron might be the GOAT because of memes alone. I mean, he might be, but... but... this also exists.
I'm Michael Jordan.
This also exists, bro. This still exists.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
Yo, stop it. Get some help. That meme is hilarious. And the crying Jordan face might be top. It might be top tier. Dry eggs do not procreate. You see it? Yo, I see what type of time you on, Black Canadian. I see what type of time you on, man. Yo. Hey, you know what I be telling people, bro? You know what I be telling people? I be telling people there's a reason why some people don't make the league, man. There's a reason some of us don't make the league. You see what happened to Rashad McCants? Yo, he started going crazy. Hey, man, sometimes there's a reason, bro. Sometimes there's a reason, man. Yo, that's fucking hilarious, man. Stop it. Get some help. And not for nothing, if there was social media in Mike's time, he might have had more. He might have had a mix of memes plus the aura shit with Shea. He might have had both. He might have had both going crazy, bro. But oh shit, I be losing complete track of time with y'all, man. We be in here vibing, but I'll probably go check out this video earlier. Go check out Brian Sutterer MD on YouTube. He does a great job of explaining these injuries. Love watching him. Great content. But thank you so much, man. That's gonna do it for me for today. Before I get out of here, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bruce, as always, I appreciate you, Big Brucey. Elijah, thank you so much. And Black Canadian, always lighting up the room, dog. Always lighting up the room. If it's not Elijah off the rails, it's you. So I gotta see what type of temperature y'all on when I'm live. But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are the fucking greatest, man. Thank you so much. Y'all could have been anywhere on the internet, but y'all were here with me. I appreciate y'all so much, man. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. I'll see you back here for tomorrow's game. We'll watch the game as a family, and then we're back here on Friday, man. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace.